Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com. And for this Reseller Friday, I want to talk to you about how your attitude will determine your success or lack thereof. Now, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I want to reiterate some important facts and some new ones about your attitude and how it affects your business and reselling business, of course, specifically. When you have a negative attitude, and this is something that people think, oh, that's just that positive thinking, and they try to dismiss it because it takes a little bit more work. So sometimes there's a laziness that comes in, that it's easier to be negative because you're swimming with the current of the stream. The current of the stream of life and of people around you, the world is flowing toward that negativity. You turn on the TV, there's negativity in the news. You go out and talk to people, there's negativity about whatever. It could be anything from the weather to some war going on somewhere. Somebody's got something negative to babble about. Or it could just be them whining about the day's experiences of something bad happened to them. They broke a nail, they shoelace broke, just stupid stuff. There's negativity all around you, people whining and complaining. And in the reselling business, there's no difference. As far as the community of resellers, there are people whining and complaining all over the place that are super negative, and they don't even necessarily mean to be. They're not trying to discourage you or whatever, but they always have something to complain about. There's always some whining about, oh, the fees are so high over here. Oh, this problem over here. Oh, this is so bad over here. Oh, the marketplace. There's always something. You have to swim upstream against the current of the negativity of the world, of the drama, of the discord, of all the problems that people are whining about that realistically don't even affect them in many cases. You have to have a good attitude and expect the best from your life. Expect the best from your business. Expect that when you go out and source, you're going to get the best results. That when you list your items, you're going to attract the best customers, and the item's going to be a blessing for them. So what that does is it means they're not going to want to return it because it's going to be a blessing for them. It's going to be exactly what they wanted. The price is going to be great for them, and it's going to be great for you to make a large profit. Everybody wins. And I've mentioned this before, but this is vitally important. I've been with resellers who have been reselling for years, over a decade, and I'll go into the exact same store with them at the exact same time. I'm a little bit behind them, and I'm going down the aisles they've already been down. So I'm not going down new aisles, and I leave the store with a cart full of good quality items that are highly profitable, and they have a handful of items. And they're asking me, I don't understand how you did it. I went down the same aisles. How did you find? They must have put new stuff out while you were going down there. It's like, no, they didn't. You're in the same store as me. You saw nobody put anything new out. They just couldn't believe that their negative attitude had caused them to literally be blind to all the endless profit that was right in front of them, available to them just as freely as it was for me or anyone else in that store to obtain. They were blind to it because they went in saying that I don't find good stuff here. I don't expect the best. They went in just expecting to not find good items that will resell for a high amount and it'll be very profitable for them. They didn't expect that. And that's something both metaphysical and physical, because it's literally part of your brain is wired to filter out stuff. And when you tell it, I'm not going to find good stuff here. I don't have good luck. I don't ever find anything great here. It's always so hard. You know what your brain does? It filters out all that good stuff. And you literally become blind to it and can't even see it. I've also seen this happen with people's return rates. I've seen people say, well, I'm just always getting returns, or they get into a certain type of product and they're saying, well, there's so many returns in this product. And yes, there are differences in return levels depending on what you're selling. Probably if you're selling a collectible item, a rare item, you probably don't get a lot of returns because the people who are buying that don't want to return it. Unless you were doing something wrong, like you're listing it and it's got some sort of defect that you don't mention, then you're going to get a bunch of returns because people want it to be exactly as you described it. But if you're describing everything accurately, you give them a lot of pictures so they can see any flaws or issues that the collectible item might have, you're not going to get a lot of returns for collectibles. Where you might get a whole lot more returns for women's clothing, for example, which is one of the highest return rate categories that there is, because obviously you're buying a product, and women tend to be a little more particular about the fit, where a man might buy a pair of pants, it doesn't fit him perfectly, who cares, he just keeps wearing it, or he doesn't wear it at all and just doesn't want to return it. And where a woman might be more likely to buy multiple sizes of a pair of pants, figure out which one fits her best, and return the others. So there's a lot more returns, unfortunately, in that category. But you don't have to have a lot of returns. You don't have to be overflowing and have a huge return rate. But many people expect that. They believe for it. They believe that they're going to get the worst results. And like, for example, in the women's clothing return rate, there are things you can do that can help avoid it, such as measuring the leg openings so it can actually fit on the woman's leg, measuring the thigh width, that way they can know that it'll fit in their thighs, measuring the rise, measuring obviously the inseam, measuring the waist. These are basic things you can take pictures of, your measurements for these basic things that can help the woman make sure, okay, these measurements match what I currently wear, this will fit me correctly. That will help a whole lot and really limit your returns. But when you have the negative attitude and you're expecting the worst, you'll cut corners. Oh, I don't need to take measurements. Who cares? It's no big deal. Or you'll say, well, you know, I'm going to get returns anyways. No point in taking the measurements. And you're literally setting yourself up for failure, setting yourself up for extra returns because you didn't do the basic things that give your customers more information because they can't try it on. And so you're not giving them all the information they need. And because of that, you're more likely to get a return. And if you have a positive attitude, you avoid some of these issues. You'll take a little more effort to make sure your item is presented the right way because you're not expecting the worst. You're wanting to serve your customer and provide them the most value and the most information that will help them make a good decision for themselves. You're not just trying to sell them something. That's a vital difference. That's a part of your attitude. Part of your positive attitude is that you want your customers to get the best results. You want them to get the item that's going to meet their needs and be exactly what they want. You're not just trying to sell stuff. Yes, you want to sell stuff. But I'm telling you, the person who has the best attitude, who's expecting the best, who wants the best for their customer, will sell way more items than the person who's just trying to get sales and make money. Because that person will be sloppy. That person will do things that will lead to failures, such as more returns. And not all returns are failures, obviously. Sometimes things just don't work out. That's all right. Sometimes people just change their minds. That's all right. But excessive return rates compared to the industry is a failure. But you don't have to have any of that. You can have the best results, the best customers, and get the best sales, the most amount of sales for the highest profit. You don't have to be like so many resellers out there who have turned a business into a hobby, where they're just barely scraping by in their reselling business. You can be an ultra successful reseller, but you have to make sure your attitude is good. You have a positive, upbeat attitude, expecting the best from your results. And I'm going to tell you, if you watch my other videos, I'm going to tell you the plain, simple verse of scripture that will give you the best results in life if you'll follow it. And it's simply this, Philippians 4:8. What that tells you is to only think about things that are lovely and of good report. Not think about things that are negative, not think about things that are drama-filled, not think about how bad it's going to be, not think about how you can't get these good results. None of that stuff. Just focus on things that are lovely and of good report. Expect the best and watch as you start to have the best results in your reselling business. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.